Hey everybody, it is Lady T. Welcome back to Lady T. Let's Talk About It. I have my panelists, and we are getting straight into the topic of, ooh, you toxic. Do you ever call anybody out on their toxicity?
On site.
Yes. All the time. We call you toxic all the time.
I'm cute. You're gonna play me.
Oh. We're not talking about me.
Oh, okay.
But
Bing bong.
What you want to tell Lady T?
Nothing. I'm cute. I don't know about you. Ain't that what you said?
We all cute. Stop playing with us.
That's what it said. I'm cute. Don't play with me.
Just kidding. Take that back. So, you toxic. What are your toxic traits? Are you self-aware of your toxic traits?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You want to act as
You
individual?
Do you have any toxic traits?
I can't pinpoint.
I got a couple.
Do you want to help? Do you want to help in this area?
Bing bong, let's talk about it. So, Justin, what's Courtney's toxic trait?
Don't do too much.
She never understands why people are upset. That's one.
2, she don't think she got a toxic trait.
Oh.
I just met her, so I don't really know.
Next one, Justin.
This ain't about me.
That was enough. We don't have to do just one. Just one.
Okay, that's true.
That's rude.
Well, I think we're talking more toxic traits in a romantic space. So, what do you think, looking at her relationships, so as you guys have known her over the years, looking at her in relationships, what do you think she could have done better? Actually, rather, Courtney, you looking at yourself and over your relationships over the last few years, what's one thing you think you could have done a little bit better?
Reel back my crazy.
Yeah. That's
what about the last
same
situation?
Reel back my crazy.
Were you crazy? When did you show crazy?
I didn't show it. Y'all saw it. They didn't see
Okay. I can see that.
Is there a certain time when we have to stop showing our crazy guy?
Well, I feel like it's a certain time to show you're crazy.
Okay, give me an example.
But
There's a level of
give
crazy.
But I
Can you
think
give me
we
an
have to
example?
define what her crazy was.
I was about to ask.
We're not talking about that on this show. Thank
So,
you.
why
Okay.
not?
Well,
Lady T, let's talk about it. We talk about everything.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
It'll be
What
shared.
happened, Courtney?
It'll be shared. I can't share this one.
Why?
Girl, bye. Not gonna tell what I did. So
Is that a toxic trait?
I told my story.
okay, so I logged out, but I had an incognito Instagram. Okay, this was from past relationships.
That's not crazy. I got one too.
No, and
That don't make it not toxic.
so I may have found the baby mama in this situation.
Girl.
You just go ahead and you gave her the green light just now. I just want you to know when you say, "Oh, I got one
And that's
too."
how we
Yeah.
found
Yeah, wait a
out
minute.
that they did what they did. So
we.
No, you. I'm sorry.
That's how we.
Yeah, this
Stop!
is the
Yeah.
Y'all, I wish I could get the background story because, girl.
but you can't. You can't.
We're gonna.
Yeah. No backgrounds.
But yeah, that was a toxic trait.
Damn.
But why do you think that was toxic?
Because
Well, I think
you shouldn't go looking for things, self-sabotaging yourself.
That's not self-sabotage. That was wild as shit. What?
But I feel
Let's
like
let that be
I feel
known.
like
No.
our problem.
And what was wild is not what you did. It was the situation that you were in. That's wild. I think the toxic part of it.
Oh,
I think it's toxic to have a fake Instagram for those reasons. But God has a will.
But I feel like our toxic traits are rooted in our insecurities, and that's the problem. Like we get toxic
Okay.
when we start
Yeah,
acting
that's
out of our
issues.
insecurities.
Ain't nobody ever Justin call me out.
Right. You
Listen,
read me
he's-
my rights.
I'm
Justin
just saying,
is consistent. Justin is wise.
This
When
is-
he do got something to say, it hit hard.
This is Lady T show, not Justin Fix My Life.
Justin need his own segment there.
I'm
Okay, so John, what is one of your toxic traits?
Justin not allowed to respond.
Okay, you can't decide.
Yes, sir. Yes,
no,
sir.
I have a couple, but my main one is like I push people. Like I'm very much like don't push that button. I push the button anyway, just because I struggle with like abandonment issues. So it's like I'll go as far as I can go until you're like.
It's a finger
Pause.
picking.
So while we're on this break, this is like why I act crazy. So me and this guy were talking or whatever, and like.
But not the so.
So it was given very much like so you think you think I'm a joke. Like he's a Tinder bro. Oh, we've been going real steady, whatever.
How do you know him? Like with no number saved.
So I'm just not shitting. I'm crazy. I remember.
You remember your conversations with people.
Right, and I can go back up and I just see what I said. I'm like, okay, I remember.
Okay.
But we made plans to link up today for brunch prior to, but we're up late texting or whatever, and then he fell asleep or whatever, but never responded back. I went about my day and I wasn't reaching out. But then right now, it was like, he got me fucked up. I was confused, excuse me, he got me confused.
I like the first one.
I do too, but like, our audience.
John does it for punctuation for real. It has a little razzle
It
dazzle.
does.
Getting into it, John, do you know your toxic traits?
Oh, wait, can we start over? I wasn't prepared. Okay. And we're back.
Okay, and we're back. John, do you know your toxic traits?
Girl, absolutely.
Are you gonna name them?
You gonna tell us?
Oh, yes.
Okay, we know yes is in the repertoire of answers, but we need more.
Y'all be yelling at me.
It's not safe.
No.
No, I do know mine. So I struggle with like abandonment issues, right?
Okay.
And I push people. So there's like a do not touch button. I try to touch it, or I try to get as close as possible to touch it.
Okay.
And I push people until they get like to the edge where they don't want to deal with me anymore. I'm like,
Why do you do that?
because I want to know if you're gonna stick around or you're gonna try to leave me later on. So if I can push you through something, you'll stay. But that's really, really bad to do. I also have a really bad I have a very, very toxic relationship with like perfection and getting it right. So everybody in my life has like you're perfectly accepted about. I perfectly accept you for who you are, but the moment you step outside of your norm that I've known, it's a problem for me. So it's like I don't always accept people from that fall from grace. Things like that are problematic for me.
I'm so glad you ain't Jesus.
Girl, you would think.
Jesus, Sunday.
Courtney. Never mind.
Yeah,
We're gonna skip past.
We did hers.
We're gonna skip past. She doesn't know
We're gonna
hers.
come back to your Sandra.
But okay,
LadyT.
but Courtney, do you know that you have a toxic trait?
Yes.
Like
You
what?
made it very aware.
We did.
Yes,
We
you
didn't
did.
talk about it off camera.
No, it was important.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk later. But what is your like? Do you know your own? Like, if you could pinpoint something.
Yeah, crazy. I got crazy tendencies.
But she's cute, guys. Look at her.
No.
Look at
Don't
her
play
face.
with me.
Courtney, I really want to unpack that a little bit more. What does crazy look like?
That's too
And why are you
general.
like that?
You need to define what you're crazy is.
Like, I don't need an example of you being crazy. But I want to
Like,
know
I will
why.
go
You're not
research
like
your whole life.
No, but why do you have to do that?
Because people will not tell you everything.
Why do you feel?
you
like
want to know
have to-
everything like second day.
It's not my show. Sorry.
Not the second day, but, within that first month.
You want to know like everything.
The basic essentials.
The things
of
that I
healthy.
need to know, yes.
Like what?
That are not.
What are needs to
Like,
knows?
do you pick your nose?
I'm not gonna know that.
I don't feel like that's a need to know. So what are your need to knows in the first month?
Your kids, make sure that that's the right amount of kids that you have.
Yeah, that's
Baby
fair.
mamas,
Oh,
your relationship with them.
how about we normalize dating people without children?
Well, I got children. I
That's
can't
not-
say that.
That's what I
Man.
want to do. I'm gonna find me a woman with no child.
I would think that women. No, I think it's different. With
Men got kids.
men, I think it's different being a woman and having children and dating a man that has children. Because if you're a woman with children, whatever, you don't really. Guys usually don't have to deal with baby daddy drama, but usually women have to go through these hoops with other men with their children's mothers. And it's just like that's what I meant. So I wasn't trying. I'm sorry, I was trying to be offensive. I hope I wasn't rude to you, but that's what I meant by my question.
Okay.
I stand by mine.
So would you?
That might be
Justin
rude.
said no kids.
Just as problematic.
Until I get to about 30 years old, then at that point it's no hope. Like, I might as well just be a
30
stepdaddy.
He is. He'll be 30 like tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm 30 adjacent, as you said, yeah.
Okay, Justin. Toxic traits.
Let's see, which one should we go with first? I can know something's wrong, but I'm not gonna act like anything's wrong because until you tell me that it's wrong, I'm gonna just pretend like everything's fine.
What?
Yeah, he don't like when you if nonchalant, not caring was a person, it'd be Justin.
But I will continue the entire day, the entire program,
But he
knowing
knows.
that you're mad. And knows exactly why.
And you won't call it out?
No,
Because you're an adult, so figure out how to use your words.
Well,
It's the truth.
I'm just saying.
that is just, but that's him consistently with everything. Because I feel like you have romantic toxic traits, and then you have like, oh, that's just like, oh, how they are. No, Justin is very consistent. That is a toxic trait.
I also push people's buttons too. Like, there are people's, there are things I'll push. If I don't really care too much about you, then I'll just push your button. Like, there are people I know jokes offend them, and I will just say it repeatedly. So, yeah.
That's
Luckily, it's of you all.
All of us turned our
you
heads
press
up.
my buttons before.
Yeah, but I care about you though. So I won't push all of them. There are buttons of yours I just
So
don't
when
push.
you're dating, you'll just push a button just because you don't care.
You out here pushing buttons?
When I say
When?
no,
You
just said.
I don't have COVID. We'll see.
You say you out here pushing buttons?
Yeah, but like I'll have the conversation about why. He won't.
Oh, so the conversation matters?
Yeah.
So, on the scale
I'm
of
not
toxicity.
triggering shit that have happened.
So on the scale of toxicity, is pressing a button and not having a conversation high on the scale of toxicity?
Versus pressing the button and having a conversation?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And now you're just doing shit to do shit.
So then.
Stop. I'm sorry.
So we have pressing buttons
Yeah.
without a conversation, pressing buttons with a conversation, and then the crazy. How do we rank that? Is it in that order?
It's
Crazy is just so general.
No.
I've been using that.
Well, Courtney's crazy. We're rating our toxicities.
I've never experienced
So,
that.
several things.
Can you change her?
I would like Courtney to change hers because there are several things I want to do, if I may.
You may.
Thank you.
You have the Lady T cup in front of you.
Wow, not you really switched it.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to LadyT. No, I would want to rank them. The pushing the buttons and no conversation is number one. Pushing buttons.
Why is that number one?
Because you don't have conversation on purpose.
No, okay.
Intentionally. So I'm going to take my cup back. This was great. No, it's still your turn. It was still your turn. No, your girl's parched.
Okay. That was. I was like, she shut me down. I thought. That's not what happened.
More chaos.
Justin, I think the problem is that you know the problem that's there. And as much as you want them to be the adult, you should be the adult that introduces a conversation like, hey, I recognize your feelings were hurt, or I recognize you're upset about this. Why?
Justin don't care about nobody else.
But
that's not true. That's not true.
And if that, God forbid, if that is true, Justin, I hear you, but that issue that's so problematic, and I think that we should talk more about that. Why do you want to behave like that? That's not okay.
He said it was a behavior.
I really moving next to Courtney though. I do want to change the dynamic of crazy because crazy attributes to people who have mental illness. I don't think Courtney's crazy in that capacity, or I don't think she has mental illness. I think that Courtney struggles with. I'm not a therapist by any means. I don't have a master's in social design.
His toxic trait. He always talk about these
I think what
degrees.
Courtney has is trust issues, and she wants to know everything up front so that she's not blindsided. Because I don't like to be embarrassed either. We're Leo, so we get that.
Yeah.
But what it really is a major trust issue we just have with people fucking up. And it's messing up. Excuse me.
We're gonna put all the bleeps.
We have trust issues with people messing up and not showing up fully for us. So it's like we want to know all the problems up front immediately. And the moment they shift, we already have a contingency plan in our heads to make the next move. So yes.
Exactly.
So Courtney's not crazy. She has trust issues.
Okay.
But I'm gonna change it to.
And then what about you?
Wait. But I'm gonna change mine.
Oh, read me that.
Because Justin I'm passive aggressive. That's toxic.
Not
Heavy
productive
on
at all.
passive aggressive.
I'm heavy on petty, heavy on passive aggression. Oh, I'm so rude.
You're passive aggressive?
You ready to know this? Or you being sarcastic?
No, seriously. I'm passive aggressive?
I think I can be a little bit. Oh, you know what? It depends on the setting. It's really,
it's all-
like for example, right? I was at a bar with people, right? Well, this might be just me being rude. You guys tell me if I was passive aggressive or not.
The options are passive aggressive or rude.
Yes, or identify as you will. We were at a bar and these guys were being so rude to me because they're into my friend Steven. Steven's really cute. And they were talking to Steven, whatever, and they mentioned that something was happening there was a new bar or whatever, a new gay bar or whatever, right? And Steven said, do you know where it's at? I said, no, the community does.
Oh, that was petty.
That was petty.
That wasn't passive
That was
aggressive.
yeah,
That was petty.
Okay, well,
I don't think that was passive aggressive. Like, was he just giving too much attention to them?
No, I don't care about the attention. They were being like shady and rude to me prior, so I took an avenue when I saw there was an avenue for me to be rude. I didn't take the high road. I went down the avenue.
So like petty by way of passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just.
But that wasn't passive aggressive. I think that one was petty. Petty, yeah.
But also, that's probably another one of my toxic traits is that I cook and I plan and I plot when I'm gonna say something bad, and I think things in my head, and the moment it happens, it happens.
You have to plan that. Well, maybe that makes me toxic too. But I just
It's toxic.
So it's thought out. Okay.
It's very
premeditative.
Yeah.
Mm.
High five back here.
Okay, so
Ooh, I slid.
okay, so we ranked the toxicity.
Uh-huh.
We ranked the toxicity.
What was yours?
Yeah, what was yours, Miss Mamas?
Miss Girl.
This is LadyT. Let's talk about it. We're
What you
not talking
guys
about me. We're talking about you guys.
No, we're talking about
we can
you
talk about
type.
you too.
No, I'm just kidding. Who is the type? Type of what?
Mm-hmm.
What type of what?
I don't know. I don't look at
Okay, so I think if
go ahead. Sorry.
if I were to
Yeah, can I tell hers?
No, it's like we can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Because you
So
dated the trash type for a while.
Actually, since you left Courtney.
but wait, why are we talking about types? We're talking about my toxic
You came
trait.
out the Courtney,
I was
so it's
talking
only fair to
about
come
toxic
after you.
traits.
Right, we're talking about toxic traits. So if you want to tell my toxic trait, there's that.
Yeah,
but
that's what I
we're
was
not
saying.
talking
Let's
about
talk about
the
your
type
traits.
of
Let's
guys that.
Let's see your traits.
Yeah, not the type. Just
So are y'all doing my traits or am I telling my traits?
Let's
let
do
your
both.
friends handle this.
How about you say yours and we see if it matches up with what we wrote?
Okay.
Yes.
So my
Compare
toxic
notes.
traits, I think.
Not plural?
No.
Just look at your traits.
Hello?
Look at your list.
I have a brand. So, to know me is to love me. If you do experience a toxic trait, you experience a toxic trait. But I'm working on it.
That is
So,
toxic.
Oh.
That's not passive.
That's very much
Oh,
of
that's
like,
toxic?
it gave very much of like, this is who I am, either you like it or you don't.
No, because I actually believe in working, because I don't want to be, I think nobody wants to be toxic unless you want to be toxic. And I think what we talked earlier about toxic traits are born out of insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to stay in that space.
Okay.
Like working through it. But what I will say
Mm-hmm.
is the internet,
Mm-hmm.
the socials, all of that kind of stuff, they see this and they see nothing else. Like that toxic trait, that red flag, will block from anything that could happen. You feel me? So like, you may be petty, but you're an amazing person. Like, very thought out, caring, and the most. Yeah. But like,
You like me.
so said that to say, people see these toxic traits that we're talking about on this however long segment, and they're gonna hold on to that, not getting to experience the people that we are. Which is why I said, you gotta experience me. To know me is to love me. Like,
I feel like she still didn't.
and I meant it
She's still
because y'all stopped at that point of what I said.
No, but we asked you what your traits were.
We had our list
And you
out.
gotta pay it.
I didn't say it. No, y'all
I said
said
she wrapped it up real nicely.
Right.
That was really
No,
good.
I was
Put the bow on it. That was real good.
we
Put
were
the bow.
following back. We were,
Oh,
we
okay,
were
we're
coming
circling
back.
All right.
But you guys said, oh, she just means her toxic trait is her toxic trait. So I had to
She
explain
had to
that
clean
portion.
that up.
Great.
Right. So that my toxic trait at this moment, well, I actually feel like I've worked through that toxic trait, but I'll still say it. I feel like my toxic trait is the whole going from 0 to 100 real quick.
Like, what that look like?
Well, what does it look like to the person, or what does it look like to my friends?
Danger.
What if-
So to my friends, it is
Abort
danger,
mission.
danger.
Abort.
Like,
Don't say
giving-
nothing else.
in the group chat, like somebody can go through my phone, you can't go through my group chat. Because in the group chat, I have read you for filth. I was very disrespectful. I like, no, they don't know. Well, that sounds bad.
They have become a casualty.
That sounds bad. Because
We had
but,
a funeral for the person in the group chat
A funeral.
after what Taylor said.
But
What she said?
in my
Let me give you
defense,
some examples after.
not
offline.
defense, but what I will say that definitely comes out of an insecurity of somebody hurting my feelings, not caring, like all that kind of stuff. So 9 times out of 10, if I do pop off, I'm in my feelings, and you didn't handle it well. So like now, I feel like I have to like handling it at a level 10 didn't work, and then being vulnerable, why? Because what are you gonna do with my feelings? So then we have to go to 100 so you can see that what you did or how you're acting or whatever made an impact on me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So, said that to say the 0 to 100, and then the toxicity of it, because I feel like the emotions, I just need to learn how to handle that better. But the toxicity of it is even if I see like, all right, you're going real left real quick and it wasn't that level of a situation, I gotta commit. Because at this point now, you got me messed up.
I have to commit.
You have me messed up.
Ask more questions.
And let me tell you why you have me messed up. The levels of how you have me messed up. And how I'm not the one or the two to have me messed up.
Before you go forward about how that you messed up, what was the first thing you said? What is it you said you struggle with? Being
like somebody not being vulnerable? Is that the part?
No, so what's the toxic trait here? That you go off?
Not the pop off. Not the pop off.
It's everything.
I think it's the commitment of that.
No, I remember what you go to 0 to 100 very fast.
Yes.
So the 0 to 100, is there a process where you think things through?
So, and I think
Saying no.
but the panel is saying
I will
no.
say she's gotten better. No, she's right.
But I don't have those same kind of triggers.
She only does 0 to 50, then 100. It used to just be 0 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
Now she does stop.
But I think that depends on the person. Has that not depended on? Because that was 1, 2,
3.
3 people that you guys. I have to think it through. I'm honest with it. 3 people that you see me do that with. Otherwise, if somebody handles a situation
Do I
where
know any of these people?
Hopefully not.
you one of them, you asked about earlier, yeah. So we're gonna.
It's not the time to guess.
We're
now,
gonna-
John. John doesn't know how not to guess on the camera.
Yes, you do.
On the ground.
You wear glasses.
Right.
Right.
Does he know it?
No. But however, what I will say, point is, don't let your toxic traits define us.
Amen.
But do you work through your toxic traits? Like, do you see them as? Because I think this segment was to point out that toxic trait, and then what do we do with that?
I think friendship with you has made me want to work on that trait more.
Okay.
Because before, yeah.
And I will say, having people who are aware of my toxic traits as well, and says, "Hey, LadyT, you bugging." That has helped me to see, like, okay, this is a real issue, and I see how far that I can go. Because as emotional as I am, popping off from 0 to 100 is, like, that's exhausting. Like, and by that time, now I gotta cry about it. Like, now I'm crying about it. So, friends have definitely helped me. What?
You crying right now?
No, not right now. No. We're good.
There was an influx in her voice, so sure.
No.
I was like, I'm not the friend I want you to cry with.
But you also have given me together. You've gotten me together. I have called John before, and he was like, "Okay, so we'll be in this space for about 5 minutes, and then you gotta jump." Like, so I think friendships can help with some of those toxic traits as well. But you gotta grow through it, or else you're not growing.
I'm not changing that part about me.
So you're gonna say that toxic trait?
That particular one.
The pressing the buttons.
I will. I don't.
Get the words together because we need to know. Alright, guys,
I
just
do not-
know John is pressing buttons.
I do not see myself stopping doing that. Because people don't. People don't.
Honestly, it's good.
No, it's true.
Well, that is honesty, though.
People do not, from my experience, the guys that I've tried to date, that they don't stay trustworthy, or they don't. I don't feel that they don't feel rooted. They feel like branches or leaves.
Oh.
So we're gonna.
Nothing tweet.
Well, we need to talk about that. Oh.
The next
Why aren't you
segment
finding
is
rooted people?
Why
aren't you finding rooted people?
I think it's part, and this is more so in my dating life. I think the friends I've had for over, like, the people in my life now have been in my life over 10 years. So I have like my
Your quality on the friends.
I have very good quality. I don't like regular people. You gotta be cute, you gotta be fly, you gotta be career oriented. There are things I go through with my friends. Same thing I do with my people I date. But these guys, they just don't stick, and I don't know what it is. I think it goes into that thing of like that perfectionist complex I have. When people fall from grades, I don't know how to allow them to pick us back up a little
What
bit.
is that?
That's
You're John. And we love it. We love you.
do.
So that was ooh, you toxic. Like the same. We got toxic traits, but we're growing through it. Except for John, he's gonna keep that one. And
We exhaled a little bit.
We did.
We did. I felt good.
I feel like it's ooh, John's real top now.
Well, you're definitely getting the toxic buzzer from me. Like insert toxic buzzer
I received
for
that.
John.
I received
Oh,
But that's okay.
it.
Yeah, because we gotta insert that. But I am Lady T. Ooh, you toxic.